Mr. Arnold here. In this video we will discuss how to graph exponential functions both by hand and also with the help of a graphing calculator. If you have a TI 84, 83 or any similar model, you can use your calculator to graph just about any function. Let's say we want to graph the function y equal to, in parentheses, 1/3 raised to the x power. So the first step on my calculator would be the y equal to button. And then I'm just going to type in parentheses 1/3. And hit this key to raise it to a particular power. And then also hit the X button to get the exponent. When you're ready to graph, just go over here and push graph. And there's your graph of 1/3 to the x power. If you need to zoom out, you can certainly click on zoom right here and zoom out as much as you want to get a better idea of the graph. Now, if you want to graph this by hand, you draw your XY table. Let me move the calculator out of the way. Here's our function, and you can choose anything you want to for x. I just picked the points 0, 1, -1, 2, and also -2. And if we let x equal to 0, you know anything to the 0 power is automatically 1. If I let x equal 1, well, 1/3 to the first power is still 1/3. If we let x equal -1, it will make this a negative exponent. To change it to a positive exponent, just simply flip the inside part. So this will become 3 to the first power, or just simply 3. Moving down here with the negative number, you do the same thing. Change this to a positive exponent, you flip the inside stuff. So that will make that 3 squared, which is equal to 9. And then finally we let x equal 2. 1/3 squared is just simply 1/9. So we have enough points. And as you see over here, I plotted the points and connected the dots to draw the graph. If you notice the behavior of the graph right here, it never touches, it's never equal to 0. You can confirm this by plugging in 3, 4, or 5, and you'll never get 0, but it gets very, very close to it. Let's look at another example. First, let's go back to our calculator. Pardon me just a minute. Next, let's say we have to graph the function 2 to the x power plus 3. And the plus 3 is by itself, it's not part of the exponent. So again, we just plot this 2, and then hit this caret or rooftop key right here, and then x, and then plus 3. Hit the graph button, and that's the graph of our function. If If you want to zoom in or zoom out, you certainly can. Well, let's zoom back out. Now, if you want to do this by hand, again, you can draw an XY table and plug in some points to plug in for your X value. So let me show you what I did here. We have our function, and we can draw our XY table. And again, you can pick anything you want to for X. I picked a variety of numbers, both positive and negative. So if we let X equal to 0, then that would give us 2 to the 0 power plus 3, which is 1 plus 3, giving us 4. If you let X equal to 1, well, that would just be 2 plus 3, which would give us 5. If you let X equal to 2, you know 2 squared is 4, plus 3 will give us 7. With our negative numbers, we have 2 to the negative 1 plus 3. Remember, we have to flip this, so that will make it 1/2 plus 3. Which will give us 3.5. And if we let X equal negative 2, we flip this, that's going to become 1 over 2 squared, which will give us 1/4 plus 3, equal to 3 1/4, or same thing as 3.25. You can plug in more points if you want to get a more exact graph. I've already plotted the points over here on our Cartesian plane, and all you'd have to do is just connect the dots. If you plug in numbers less than negative 2, like say negative 3 or negative 4, you'll get values that are close to 3 but will never be equal to 3. So that lets us know that y equal to 3 is our asymptote. In the next video, we will discuss compound interest.